You need to be where she's begging you for attention, bro. Begging you for attention.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reacting to a video titled, Here's How You Maintain a Long-Term Relationship. All right, guys, make sure you don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and show your support to the channel by hitting that subscribe button below. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. So here we go.
You must control the frame.
Boom.
At all times.
Have
It's at
to.
all terms. With
Have to.
everything you do with the girl. Everything.
Everything.
You want to take it first?
So, guys, rotations, right, is all about you being in charge and taking lead. Because if you don't take lead, how can they follow you? So, all girls that you talk to, right, you'll maybe go on a date or two, you like her, but she's the one making the plans. She's the one making all the choices. And it's like, yo, like, I don't want to lead me. So, off rip, when you go on the first time date, make sure you're in charge. You set the date, and all game really is, bro, is having a game plan of how the date goes and how it's going to end. So same thing when you got plays for rotation. The game never ends. You're always gaming the girl, even when you're married, even when you're in a relationship. You're always gaming the girl. So first step when you're on your game is to decide, hey, you know what? This date, I'm taking it to this bar, then my house. Vice versa. This date, she's coming straight to the house. We smashing. The point is, you have game in your head already from the jump of what you're gonna do. That's taking leadership and controlling the frame. That's one segment. Number two is, if she tells you,
All right, so let's just pause right there before he gets into number two. What are your thoughts on him saying that a man needs to maintain his frame? Basically, masculine frame. He's not overly sensitive. He's not crying when you guys watch The Notebook or whatever the situation is. And ultimately also being in charge as to where we go and just, I guess, taking ownership of the relationship or the situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I think it's, how do I say this? I want to say it's like an 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the time, you're yourself, whatever, and then you allow yourself that 20% of, obviously life has its ups and downs. So just like how I wouldn't want to associate myself with like someone that's always in a down mood, who's always like emotional, whatever. I personally even wouldn't want to have friends like that, right?
Yeah. So
in my relationship, you are a reflection of like who you're with. So because I'm normally positive and I'm like myself, whatever, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I would want the same thing from the other person. Like we have similar mindsets. I think that's also why we're attracted to each other.
Yeah.
But obviously when I'm having a rough time, like you're there to help me, and then if there's anything that's rough happening with you, like I'm here to help you too. So
right. Well, I mean, just to expand on what he's saying, and those are good points. Is pretty much, for example, if I'm like, you know what, we're moving to X place because I think the family is gonna benefit better here, mm-hmm. Or, we're making this move in our relationship because I believe that's the best decision for the both of us. Mm-hmm. So, in other words, controlling the dynamic of the situation, not just the mindset, but making decisions in the relationship, or if we're going somewhere, somewhere to eat, or we're going to make this financial investment, like the man ultimately taking control of the dynamic. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I like it. I'm just like, as you were talking, I'm like, yeah, I like it. Okay. So that's my opinion. I don't know. Are there women that don't like that? Like the man taking the control?
Career, modern, driven women. They don't like that.
No, but I'm saying it's attractive though when someone.
When you're feminine, it's attractive, right? Because you're in your feminine bag.
Oh, so the girl's gonna think you're controlling if you're being like, okay, this is what I'm doing for the best of us,
If she's masculine, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because she's operating as a man.
Okay. Because I'm
you're
like,
operating as a woman. So. Okay.
Because I'm like, that sounds amazing to me. So, I don't know, but yeah. Okay. Obviously, it's different because I am more feminine.
You know what? What are we? As we said earlier, what's the frame? Now you decide the terms. So hey, you know what? At this point, let's just see where it goes. I'm not ready for that right now. That's controlling the frame. Or you could say, hey, you know what? I think you are a good candidate. I vetted you properly. You know what I'm saying? You seem pretty chill.
You've been vetted for this job.
Exactly. It's a job. These are my standards. And she could walk away. The point is, you're never buckling to her demands. You're the one to control. And then thirdly, regarding the frame, picture this, right? For rotations, they're gonna test you. I guarantee you, bro. She can test. She can be like, you know what? I know you got other girls, but I'm gonna give them an ultimatum. Like, hey, if you don't pick me, I'm gonna just leave. Leave then. Leave then. Go
If
ahead.
you leave, then
At that point, you're controlling the frame because you're not gonna bow down to her demands. The point, guys, is that when you control the frame, it's respect given and respect earned. At that point, she can either take it or leave it.
For us, when I first met you, I said, "This is where I'm at. This is where I want to go. This is what it is. Are you with it or not with it?" Right. So, again, going back to the video, setting the expectations and setting the tone for the relationship, right? So what are your thoughts on that?
Babe, okay, you weren't that blunt. If you were that blunt and you were like, I would have probably gotten the vibe that you were just, I don't know if that would have sent the right message to me, because the way you framed it was like, all right, I have a plan. This is what I see for myself. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And like, it felt like more like, all right, you have a plan, you have your stuff together. So that's the vibe that I got. But if you were like, take it or leave it, no, I would have been like, nah, like,
Right.
you're
Well,
not going to talk to me like that.
I don't think he's speaking literally, right?
Yeah,
in
okay,
regards
fine.
to like
Yeah.
roughing her up verbally, right?
No, because some people can take it literal. That's why I'm trying to say, like,
Right.
don't be just talking out of pocket, being like, if you're gonna be like, this is what I have, these are my standards. If you're not with it, get out. Like, don't be that harsh, okay?
Right.
Like, be a kind person. Don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can frame it in a way where it's like,
Yeah, you gotta have some game behind it as
yeah,
well.
I think that's important.
You gotta have a delivery to it.
Yeah, because
But-
you had game. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like, yeah.
But the key takeaway is setting expectations and saying this is what it is,
Mhm.
versus leaving it to a woman to be like, I don't know, like, what do you want to do? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or how do you want to go about this relationship, right? Like, it's a level of uncertainty. And I think when you're uncertain as a man, then she just dries up, and ultimately there's not the long-term relationship is going to be short-term, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, let's go ahead and continue.
Controlling the frame is very important. And for rotation, you can't bend, you can't fold, because they will lose interest. They will test you, and those shit tests will dictate they stay or leave. So, guys, real talk, rotation is not easy. You got to put in the game, but at the same time, understand that if you control the frame, for the most part, she's gonna actually, comment to those standards and at least submit to you in some standard and some form. But very important, guys, when it comes to game, you have to control the frame. So there you go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Fantastic explanation, man. Yeah, guys, what it comes down to is the game begins once, you guys start like seeing each other regularly, bro. You got to like just be everything that it's just like building muscle, right? So for those of you that are like into bodybuilding and improving your physique, like when you bodybuild, right, and you go on a bulk or in a calorie surplus phase and you build the muscle mass, when you go on a cut, what do? You do the same exact routine that got you the muscle in the first place. You just decrease calories. Same thing with women. Whatever got you to grow in the first place, you continue to maintain. It's just that you have to do everything the same. It's just understand that now you got the context of a relationship, so you have to be even more on point. Just like when you're on a diet, now you got to be really on point with your diet. Same thing with the girl. Now that you got her on the harem, now you got to be even more on point with her and do the same things that made you attractive in the first place. The problem is that a lot of guys switch up.
I mean, that's facts. So for me, prior to meeting you, I was in the gym, working hard. Now we're in a relationship. I'm still working out, maintaining my body, and working hard. So as a man, he has to continue to do the things that he did to attract you, to ultimately keep you, right? Because if I got fat and just said, I ain't working anymore, and you know what I mean, I just sat at home and I did nothing, and I stopped doing the things that you were attracted to, you're gonna leave, right? So what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I wouldn't.
I mean, you're gonna
I would not
you're gonna
just
have,
leave, like, just because
right.
you weren't working out a little, like, as much as, you know what I mean? Like,
right, but
that's crazy.
I guess what I'm saying is you're gonna have a breaking point, right?
Because you're not working out anymore?
Well, again, if I'm not the things that you were attracted to
Okay.
going into the relationship. So for example, you're feminine. If you started, talking back, raising your voice, not doing the things that I was attracted to,
You would leave.
I would leave ultimately. Like I would have a breaking point to leave, right? So I mean, let's be honest, right? Like you would leave if I stopped doing the things that.
Okay,
you were
sorry, you were
attracted to.
talking just about work. Okay, you were talking more physical, but obviously, if you changed up if your
Or just
personality
anything.
switched up,
Yeah,
like
just
if you,
anything.
If okay, no, I would leave too. So,
Right.
I think it's just important to like. Don't just focus on the physical is what I would. That's just my opinion. But
it's not just the physical. It's the characteristics of the attraction, of the initial attraction. And again, if you just stop doing it and I stop doing it, the relationship would be over, right?
Yeah,
so in a relationship, you got to continue to do the things that I was doing as if I was single, right? Obviously not talking to other girls, but in regards to self-improvement. I got to continuously do those things, right? So
you display all the attractive features in the beginning of the relationship, then you get her and you start softening up. You start to supplicate to her. You start to let her do things that she would have never been able to get away with when you first met her. You start to, oh, baby, stay with me. Like, you don't have to go to the gym tonight. And you're watching Netflix and eats a tub of ice cream with her. You do stupid shit like that, thinking like, oh, it's just a little bit here and here. No, man. You need to be a tyrant with your time and everything you do. You need to be where she's begging you for attention, bro. Begging you for attention, because she's going to value it even more. The things that made you get the girl need to be continued to maintain the girl. I'm going to say that one more time. Because a lot of you guys get this RP awareness. You get the girl and then you're like, okay, I got the girl now. I'm going to go back to being and then bang, next thing you know, she's banging like Chris in the back in Opalaka. Like, bro, stop doing that. You have to maintain the same goddamn tenacity that you had in the beginning, okay? When a girl tells you, hey, hang out with me. Hey, let's do this. Why do you got to work all the time? You know what you guys need to be thinking in your head? Literally, it should sound like this to you. All right? You got to be like, I don't understand that. I don't understand it because I'm going to keep doing what I got to do, okay? And what's going to happen is this. Something magical is going to happen, guys. You want to know what happens? I'll tell you right now. She starts to respect you.
What? Say it again.
She starts to respect you, guys.
RESPECT.
I want to say it all the time on the show, but it respects you.
It's required. And here's the other thing too, guys. Let's break this. To go all the way in for you.
No one should be begging for attention. I think that was just a bit much. Like it should be to the point where it's like you do this all the time. If you're busy and like we were texting and you're like, oh babe, like I'm gonna go do something, like I'll text you when I have a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like obviously we have lives, we have that understanding between each other.
Yeah.
I think it's just important to have a balance. Like no one should be begging for attention because then that's gonna make the girl feel a way of like he doesn't care about me.
I think there's a balance.
You know what I'm saying?
There's
like,
a balance. It's not
I would
literally.
feel a way.
It's not literally on your hands and knees begging.
Yeah.
But there's a little need or want for his attention, right? So there's like a little gray area, so to speak, where you're doing your own thing, but at the same time, she's in arm's reach to get your attention. And I think that's what he's referring to.
He was super aggressive with his delivery with that. I get it. Tone is
he's
whatever.
Going in,
guys
he's
are
going in,
direct.
Right? Yeah.
I get it, but I'm just saying people do take these things literally.
Yeah.
And for guys who listen to him being like, yeah, I'm gonna make her like beg for my attention. No. You don't want to go that direction because then she's like, especially if it's a good girl, you know what I mean? Like, show her that you care, but like obviously you guys have your own lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just chill.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Fair enough.
Respect. One of the mandatory ingredients for respect. You guys want to know what it is? Fear.
Of losing.
Fear. Whether it's physical or of loss. But the point is that woman needs to be scared. Yeah. Some of y'all. Okay. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Chris Brown time.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh man, don't do that. Okay. But what I am saying is that
shout out to CB.
Respect can only exist with a mandatory requirement, which is fear. The fear needs to come not obviously at the back of your hand. Don't do that. But it needs to come from a fear of loss, guys. Okay. Women only respect what they cannot necessarily control. I'm going to say that again. Women only respect what they can't necessarily control. A lot of you get in, these think it's Yu-Gi-Oh on you, and they just be like, oh, okay, you know what I'm going to do? Like, it's time to and they use that change of heart. They use change of heart on you. and then you be
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do what you say.
I think this is just taking it to the extreme. It's just like if you know you have a good girl and she has a life and she knows that you're working hard and you have things like going for yourself. You know what I mean? Like just take it out of your head that it's like a girl that's like over here scheming, trying to like being like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna respect you because I want you all to myself. Da da da. Like it's not supposed to be toxic like that. You know what I mean? Don't go for that kind of girl who's just trying to keep you all to herself, and like that's low key controlling for like to think that a girl would be doing that. I don't know. Just
But women think like this way. Like they think this way in today's society. And unfortunately with modern dating, it's all about manipulation and mind games. Like unfortunately that's what it is. Because women are always testing guys and like if I say this, like what is he gonna say? How is he gonna react? Like women in today's society, that's exactly how they think. So I guess for you, this doesn't really apply because you wouldn't really have the time, and because you have your own stuff going on. Right?
I'm working, I'm in school, I'm doing
Yeah,
stuff,
you're doing
so
your
I'm,
own
like,
thing. So
do
you don't.
your own thing, and like we'll make time together, and we'll have that time because I know you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You have a busy schedule too, so but we still obviously care about each other, so we'll make time, and you know what I mean, and just go from there.
Yeah.
It's just more chill in my head. I'm not. Again, I've said this before. Relationships should be more on the boring side. It should not always be like this tussle of like, oh, like always in fights, da da da. It's like, no, you guys are doing your own thing. You guys have a common, like, same values, common goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a struggle of power. It's really who is gonna get that power edge, unfortunately, in the situation.
Yeah, I can see
Especially if you guys haven't had sex, because she's gonna dangle sex over your head in these times, right? These types of women.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because
too.
I mean, ultimately, a guy's trying to sleep with the woman, right? I mean, that's what it is. He's not showering her with gifts and taking her out and courting her and doing all these things just to be friends. He's trying to smash. Women know that, right? So they're gonna dangle the carrot, so to speak, in front of him and do these little mind games and manipulations so that he continues to chase sex, right?
Yeah.
So for a guy, what he's saying is you got to play the game, and you got to play the game to win ultimately, right?
Men lead, women follow. If you put a woman in a leadership role, she's going to lead you all right to the end of the relationship. Okay? So control the frame at all times, guys.
You got
at all times. You don't listen to shit.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and end this video. My final thoughts. I mean, it's facts. If you put a woman in the driver's seat for a relationship, ultimately her feelings are going to drive and control the relationship. If she's feeling happy, sad, groggy, it's that time of the month, like there's going to be different emotions, and those emotions are going to steer the relationship. That's why a man should always be in the driver's seat in a relationship, because the logic is going to override the emotion. That's why men should always be the best version of themselves as well, so that they don't have to deal with these mental gymnastics and, just dealing with different scenarios. They call them shit tests, where a woman will test him and see what he's going to do in these types of scenarios. If you're the best version of yourself and, you're making good money, you're in shape, you're going to get the cream of the crop in regards to options, in regards to, women falling in line, because women are going to respect that, right? They're going to respect those things, especially in modern dating. But what are your final thoughts?
So yeah, no, I totally agree with you from everything that Myron was saying. Delivery, yeah, sure, it was off, but in the essence of what he's saying, I do agree.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and end this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.
Bye, guys.